side aren't as done as the ones on the left side. You know?
Yeah.
That adjustable?
Yeah.
Is that yours or his?
Oh, that's his.
I was wondering if you truck that sucker down here.
Oh no.
There's one called the Inferno. That is something. It's about $10,000.
They sure are.
Over by the Blake curve, little house, about a 12 by a
Tiny.
20, little bitty house.
Shotgun?
House. So they were going to celebrate, and they got a goat, and they hung it by the hind legs, horns and all, and they slit its throat, and somebody was driving by, they saw it through all over the town. 2,500 people, everywhere. Devil worshippers, devil.
A kid or a woman or whatever, and she sees them killing the goat,
Oh,
and
no.
she just lost it. And then saw him roasting the goat over the open fire.
Went from bad to worse.
And here she is all upset. I pat her on the back and I'm drooling because there is nothing.
I went out and bought me an electric hedge trimmer. And I got back and I put it in the storage room. And I looked and I had a big 22-inch steel hedge trimmer that I bought. I forgot about. And so
it gets hot, doesn't it?
Oh man.
But, I forgot I bought that thing.
Oh.
Yeah, one of those covers you talking about would be just right.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'd like to have something like that.
I've been enjoying that new kitchen so much that I'm not cooking outside.
Man, what a change.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, oh, John.
But I was going to bring one back and down.
Wait a minute. Why do you want to do that?
Want to pass me some of this paper towels?
Well, I made
That
it.
stuff just spilled.
It worked out well in one road pan. But this time it just overflowed so
Mine
fast.
broke.
Well,
I gotta figure out now how to clean the cycle on the oven.
Noshing,
Yeah, he's going to.
Georgia style.
Okay, nosh away.
Noshing, Georgia style.
I'm so impressed with what Jack's done in his backyard.
I've already bought this store about 3 or 4 times. About what's going on this weekend, because it's a little different from what goes on in the fall. Several years ago, probably 6 or 7 years ago, Deb bought me a Big Easy for Christmas, and I didn't know what to do with it. But I went online, and Charbroil had a forum where you could go on and learn how to do stuff. I went on their forum, and that was my initial start in outdoor cooking. Seriously. I think Tim was probably on there, Dee was on there, T may have been on there. Bremer, I don't know whether Bremer was on at the time or not.
Probably later.
But it was the beginning of a number of good friendships. And I met up with CB and got to be friends with him on just chatting and getting cooking information, learning stuff from him. And one week he called me and said, look, I'm on my way from North Carolina and I've got to be at Charbroil headquarters in Columbus on Tuesday, but I've got 2 or 3 days. I wonder if I come through there, can I take you and Deb out to supper? I said, well, you can come through, but we won't go out to supper. We'll cook something here. So he agreed that he was coming and told me when. And I'd never met Dee, but I called Dee. I said, Dee, CB is coming to our house. Do you want to come over and meet him and eat supper with us? Yes, I'll come over. So Dee came over. And I met Dee and CB, and we sat up till about probably 1:30 or so, till we were just about dead to the world. Finally had enough sense to go to bed. But, you know, while we were sitting there sharing a lot of our experiences and our cooking stuff, mostly those two, I was just listening at the time. Dee kept saying, you know, Tommy would really like to be in a place like, you know, I bet Tim would, and he mentioned different ones and think, you know, I bet they would really love to be in on a conversation like this. Well, maybe we could have a get-together somewhere. And that was in the spring, and that fall, by then, Dee had put together the first fall gathering in 2011. And it was at that gathering where I met Bremer. Well, Don was over there with his tent, from Houston, driving that old Mazda that he rode around here.
You still got it, don't
We
you?
Oh, yeah.
Just broke it in. Yeah, several of y'all were at the first one, and we had such a good time. But that was from Dee. And then after meeting Don and getting to be such good friends with him that weekend, he called me the following spring and said, Jack, I'm on my way back from Wilmington to Houston. Can I drop in and have some supper with y'all this evening? I said, yes. So he dropped in. I don't know if, were you here that first? All right, Dee came over for that too. And
He likes free meals.
About twice a year, Don makes his migration to Wilmington and comes back over here. And we've always, and then Mike was included. And then we met Albert and Sylvia. They wanted to come over, so it's been about the 6 of us for the last 2 or 3 years. And then this year, we put it out kind of at the last minute and found out when Brenda was going to be here and somebody else could be here. And thought, well, we'll put it out. If anybody wants to come, they can come. Well, people started responding. I want to come. I want to be there. I want to be there. Hey, count me in. We're coming from Florida. Well, we're coming from who knows where. And I thought, man, my reputation as a cook has just... It's out there now. Everybody wants to go to Backyard Jack.
Yeah, but you got to sling for his arm because it's going to hurt tonight after on the back. Yeah.
But then I figured it out. Hey, this isn't about me this weekend. It's all about somebody else. It ain't about me. People ain't coming to see me. Go ahead, Art. Tell them what's going on.
Dee, I got a question for you. You remember when I came down there last year and I had those Christmas gifts that I picked up for my wife? And you looked at them and you were asking me, how much should something like that cost? And I said, a lot. And we went home from that, and Tim and I talked on the way home, and we talked after that, and I said, you know, I know something that I think Dee would appreciate, but I gotta check with my wife, because she has to be involved in this, and she does the needlework. Well, I put it together. It's a pair of prison pajamas.
I realize this looks more like Ohio State red.
Yeah.
Pam would probably comment on that if she were here.
What, Team Zero?
Team Zero, that's it. But this is for you, for everything you've done.
I hadn't done that much.
Yeah, you have, a lot more than you know, or will admit to.
You hadn't told the police.
And I figured this would find a good spot in your home.
That's beautiful. Now, the thing though that I think really is impactful that you really have to understand is you're probably one of only 2, maybe, Alabama fans in this room, yet we did that for you anyway.
This was hand stitched by a Tennessee ball.
Oh, no, I'm going to owe her for a long time for doing this for me. And especially for 2 reasons. One, for doing it just generally, and the other because it was Alabama.
Dee,
That is beautiful.
Dee, there you
So I figure you probably have some place that you can hang that up.
Right over my desk where I look at it all the time.
That is gorgeous.
That's awesome work.
Yeah.
Good job.
And believe it or not, we actually started planning this before we found out that you were going to be embroiled in the kitchen and all kinds of other extracurriculars.
And when I had asked Pam to get a hold of you to find out what's going on with the fall gathering, because I was trying to get everybody together, and because I wasn't going to be able to be there. Tim's going to be off learning how to cook Italian food, well, or whatever.
Learn how to eat it.
Well, I know he can eat it.
New tricks with olive oil. Not kind of tour.
But
I'm sorry.
Go
we were
ahead.
trying to figure out how to do
trying to
this,
get you
and
taking a
this
picture.
came up, and it was perfect.
Tim,
There's a few people that can't be here.
thank you.
One of them I was hoping
The
would
first
be
one I got
Brad.
is going on the board.
And it's just,
Well,
I really appreciate it. I didn't know this was going.
So we should see.
New picture.
Our mission was accomplished.
I had no idea.
Perfect.
You know, I just thought
Good.
old ugly over there was gonna be here. And that was gonna be it.
We're at Jerry's house last week, I pulled up and he goes, you know, I haven't done that stuff. I was like, oh, I'll call you Monday after I put my bid in.
I really appreciate y'all. I hated to have the council this
Talk
year.
about
So many
nightmares.
other things. I know. I was even looking at moving it into October.
I'm gonna check that
because it
sausage.
conflicted with some of the things you got. I think, wasn't there something special about the date toward the end of September that you and she shared or something?
Just a wedding anniversary.
I thought there was some, what's your anniversary date?
The first
The
one.
25th.
Mine's the 26th.
Whoa,
Well, there you are.
see, mine's,
That's paper,
August
right?
24th.
Oh.
I was telling Terry, I was counting my fingers on the way up here. Next year's my 30th, so I gotta do something nice.
Wow.
Yeah, you do.
You better buy another motorcycle.
Yeah.
Give her yours or something.
I tell you one thing I really like is, what Jack's done out in that backyard.
It's
since
nice.
the first
Oh,
time.
yeah,
It's,
very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's,
I would all to death.
He's got to get on Google. Because when I put in backyard jacks on Google on the map, it didn't find it.
Yeah.
It should have been Backyard Jack's
Still another
barbecue.
place, but
well, thank y'all, this means a lot to me.
That is absolutely gorgeous. It was great.
And,
For
y'all
Gators
get a
graduation,
coach in
so.
Tennessee there, maybe I'll make y'all so.
She is going to the Butch and Barb Women's Football 101 camp
Oh,
at the end of May in Knoxville.
Oh,
You know what?
It was a great deal because I didn't know what to get her for our 47th anniversary next month. I'm covered,
how many is it?
47.
47?
I saw the syllabus
very
of this
good.
course, and let me tell you what the best thing about it is. 101, how to properly inflate a football.
I really admire what Tennessee does with those houseboats and everything. When they
Oh, the
pull
ball
up over
Navy?
it. Yeah, that is.
They've been doing that since when I was.
They know how to party.
They do.
Wonder how many they sunk out there in the drunken.
Dee, pass that around.
Let's see it.
That's one.
You wanna look at it?
She's got a few hours looking at it.
Yes, I did, but I just run for Alabama, and I'm neutral about
You read
it.
it, sir?
Okay. And there isn't enough history in the SEC with A&M, but I said,
That's
do I
all I
have
know.
to?
Well, the
Alabama
representative,
friendly?
that one came out.
yeah,
That works.
sure did.
The amount.
Beautiful, beautiful. Oh yeah, it's starting to stick right there. You see that? It didn't even flow.
That was before I thinned it. I put that on before I thinned the sauce.
Yeah, but I think it's thickening up pretty good anyway.
Gonna caramelize a little. And then I take this stainless steel cleaner and polish.
That makes a big difference.
Boy, that stuff. That's the only reason I cut them, is because they fit on the grill.
I don't
If
know.
I could cook 'em,
It's down a couple blocks from the
Be all right with
BB&T.
She doesn't know this.
I just lives there.
I have no idea whether these are gonna turn out or not. They've already turned out. You've been checking them out? Yeah.
And they're good too. They're kind of subtle. You know, it's not, they're not real tart. Although I love tart, but
Do you?
it's a good stuff. They're very good. I'm surprised there's that many left in that bag as many times as it's been passed around. The widow's mite.
I was thinking, man, I wish I had Mike here to
Oh, pecans. No.
help me
Those are
Trim
the
these.
others were Praline.
St. Louis style ribs.
Yeah, these are real good.
They are good.
Those are meaty as anything.
I love mandarin oranges.
Black hair in my mind. That was a girl. Would have a girly style. So we got mandarin
Seems
oranges.
like I saw some from somebody that had a cookout last week.
Tropical fruit mix.
Hold it up there more.
I've been eating it every day this week. I finished it off in the truck on the way up here. That was my breakfast.
Wait,
Part
oh,
of it.
there's a bad one right there.
Yes.
Oh, I can't hardly cut these.
She said she didn't like fruit either, and I'm
Oh,
like,
wow, that
I
is
love
some-
fruit and cheese and nuts.
I'm sorry, but I.
Is that the brand name? Berry, berry?
B-E-R-I, berry teriyaki.
It's very, very,
Very, very
B-E-R-I, teriyaki.
And roll.
Oh, he's under pressure now.
Okay, go for it.
Getting better. A little bit more over to the right. Hey! Oh! I knew that was coming in. Whoa! We're naturals, aren't we, Don? Huh? Right. Oh! Wow. Well, every so often. Oh!
Count.
You got one. No, that counts first.